What's that? Okay, deck has been shuffled, and we're going to start with our first card. Houston Texans, opening up their schedule. Houston Texans have C.J. Stroud. They got Stephon Diggs out of a trade with Buffalo. I think that this team right here, the Texans, are going to be the dark horse team. Or I think they might go this year is going to be an AFC Championship. When I get into August, I discuss why I think that. But I think this team is like the dark horse that nobody expected that they were going to do. They went from worst to first. They got to the second round, got eliminated by Baltimore. But this team right here, I would not sleep on the Houston Texans this year. I think they're going to be very, very good. They might make a run to an AFC championship. That's as far as I will go. But I'll wait until when I get in August to discuss that. But for the Texans schedule, their first game is against the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. Now, between these two, it was a dogfight last year between these two. And when it got to the win-in situation, Indianapolis almost would have won had it not been due to a drop pass. But in this instance, I could see this game week one going to an overtime. But I see Houston winning in an overtime, probably by a game winner by Stephon Diggs or a late minute field goal. But I have the Texans going 1-0. Next, they play against the Chicago Bears on Sunday Night Football on week two. I know this is Caleb Williams' rookie year, and you want him to start off, but against Houston, in Houston, I really don't think this is going to be a good Sunday Night Football game. I wish flex scheduling would have came into effect. It's not really worth to see the Bears get their ass kicked on Sunday Night Football to the Texans. So I will take the Texans in this one. They go 2-0. Next, they play against the Minnesota Vikings. That's a win there. They're going to be 3-0 right there. I could see Diggs having a monster career day against his old team, him winning that one, and I could see Stroud going off going to Nico Collins. Next one we have is the Jaguars in Houston. This one's going to be a good game, but this one's in Houston. Jacksonville almost would have won had it not been due to a missed field goal. I mean, Houston would have won not due to a missed field goal. So in this one, I see Houston pulling the victory off on this one. Houston gets the win here. They're going to be 4-0 at this point. Next, they play the Buffalo Bills in Houston. I say they go 5-0 right here. They're going to beat Buffalo right here. Without Diggs, we're going to prove a point. Was Josh Allen good with him or without him? Because before Diggs was there, Josh Allen was ass. He was not that good. He only did make one playoff game, and that was against the Jaguars, and they lost. But in this one, we're going to have to prove a point of, was it Stephon Diggs that made him good, or was it himself? We'll wait and see. The Bills do have weapons. They have Kincaid, they have Shakir. But we'll wait and see. Texans, Patriots. I'm going to go Texans on this one. Texans take the win. They're undefeated still. So right now the Texans are 6-0 at this point. They're going to kill New England. New England is not the same New England. I'm not going to say kill. New England might put up somewhat of a fight because it's not easy to win in Foxborough at times. So I'm going to say the Texans do get a win here. They win by 2 scores. The Texans have this one. Texans, Packers. This one's going to be a loss. I think this ends the undefeated streak. The Packers are good at home in Lambeau. This is going to be a great battle between this right here in October 20th. Could be a sleeper good game. I'm shocked that this is at 1. I would have put this one at 4, maybe Sunday night. But this right here is going to be a sleeper good game between the Texans and the Packers. But I have Green Bay winning this one. They end the undefeated streak of the Texans. In Lambeau, not easy to win. So I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers on this one. Colts, Texans. I will take the Texans in this one. I think the Texans get the win here. They sweep Indianapolis. Stroud and them, they get a last minute field goal for a win. So I'm going to take the Texans in this one. Texans, Jets. Ooh, tough one here. It's October. Aaron Rodgers usually does do good in the month of October, and usually this is when he starts cooking. So I'm going to say Texans take a loss here, but it's going to be very close. I say they may lose in an overtime, or they might lose due to a last minute field goal. But I'm going to take the Jets here via that route. So they're going to take a loss there. Lions, Texans. A good Sunday night game here coming November. This one's going to be a good one. But in this one, I got Houston winning this one. I think Detroit's going to lose to both two teams from Texas. They're going to lose to Cowboys and to Houston. So they're going to lose that one right there. Houston wins that one in a very close. Houston wins that one very, very close against Detroit, probably in overtime. Texans Cowboys on a Monday Night Football. Texans are not good when they play against the Cowboys in Dallas. Have not won there since '06. Houston has not beat Dallas in Dallas. Now, if this game was in Houston, I would take Houston in this one. But in this instance, I'm going to take Dallas in this one. Dallas wins close, probably via a Dak Prescott touchdown to CeeDee Lamb or Brandon Cooks or Jake Ferguson, or maybe a running touchdown by Ezekiel Elliott, because that's how they won last time against them, or a late minute field goal by Brandon Aubrey. But I have the Cowboys winning this one close. Next one we have is Titans Texans. Texans get the win here. They rebound after losing to Dallas. They get the win there. Texans Jaguars. I say Jacksonville gets the win here. They're going to split with them. Jacksonville gets the win to get revenge for losing in Houston. They get a win due to Trevor Lawrence going to ETN, or maybe even Zay Jones. So I will take that one right there with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dolphins Texans. I'm going to go Houston on this one. This is going to be a very good game. Ben December could be a sleeper game. Could get flexed. I'm hoping this game gets flexed on a Sunday night game. This one's a good one. So I'm going to take the Texans on this one. They're going to beat the Miami Dolphins very, very close. Texans Chiefs. Fortunately, I hate to say this is going to be a loss here in Kansas City. It's not easy to win Arrowhead at times. This was in Houston. I would have gave Houston an upset, but I am going to take the Kansas City Chiefs in this one. They win due to Mahomes going to Travis Kelce. Could be decided by a last-minute field goal. Ravens Texans on Christmas Day on Netflix in Houston. And this one, I'm going to say Baltimore gets the win here. Houston's good at home, but I think Baltimore takes the win here in this one. So I'm going to go with Baltimore getting a win here. They win close at home in Houston. Baltimore gets the win maybe in overtime. But I think the possibility these two might meet again, but the circumstances might be different come the playoff time. And we'll get into August when I discuss my playoff picks, why I say that. And the last game is Texans-Titans. I say the Titans get a win here because if Houston has everything wrapped up, let's assume they get home field advantage in the playoffs. They have their division wrapped up. They're probably going to get a 2 or 3. But you know what? Let's take that back. I say Houston gets the win. The Titans are not. Houston's going to get the win because they might be going for the 1 seed, trying to get the bye. So in this one, I'm going to go Houston in this one. Houston gets the win. So a breakdown of the schedule for Houston, the wins and losses, I said. 1-0 against the Colts, 2-0 against the Bears, 3-0 against Minnesota, 4-0 go Jacksonville, 5-0 against the Bills, 6-0 against New England. They take a loss to the Packers. They're 6-1. Colts, they're 7-1. Jets 6-7 and 8-1. Beating Detroit 9-1. Lost to Dallas 9-2. Beating the Titans 10-2. Lost to Jacksonville 10-3. Beating the Dolphins 11-3. They are 11-4 against the Chiefs. 11-5. So they'll be 12-5. They have a good record. They're going to make the playoffs. I don't know how. I said they're going to go far, maybe an AFC Championship. We'll wait and see when I get into that. Next one is the Cleveland Browns. We're going to pull up the Browns schedule. Okay, for Cleveland, they have Deshaun Watson. He'll be in a full season. Can he stay healthy? Because they had to go through a carousel of quarterbacks. They still made the playoffs with Joe Flacco, but they got embarrassed in the wild card by the Houston Texans. They have a good defense with Myles Garrett, but we'll wait and see. Because right now, I'm going to say this about the Cleveland Browns. They're not a bad team. They're not a good team. They're in the middle of the pack trying to find an identity to themselves. So Cleveland could make a little bit of noise this year. So I'm going to go into their schedule right now. Their first game is against the Dallas Cowboys in Cleveland. As I said before, Dak Prescott does not do good if it's not against the New York Giants week 1. This is a loss for my Cowboys. Cowboys are going to go 0-1. Cleveland gets the win here close. But I will say this. Cowboys in some way pull this off and get a victory. I will apologize to every Cowboy fan on here come Monday or Tuesday when D-Walk is right and D-Walk is wrong. And I will say I'm glad that I was wrong, and I'm glad that Dallas made me look like an ass yet again, because they did this to me in 14 when I thought they were going to lose to the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle and then prove me wrong. But in this one, we'll wait and see. Jacksonville and Cleveland. In Jacksonville, Cleveland's going to take a loss there. I see Jacksonville winning that one. I'm going to say close. I say Jacksonville probably wins by a score or 2. But they'll get the job done. Jacksonville gets the win there. Against the New York Giants, Browns get the win with that defense. That defense is going to get the Myles Garrett's going to have a field day. Browns get the win there. Browns Raiders in Las Vegas. This is a tough one here. It's in Las Vegas. I think the Raiders get the win here. I don't think this is going to be that good of a game. I think this could be. I don't know when the A's do go to Las Vegas. It could be a Las Vegas A's or Cleveland Guardians game. So I don't know when that occurs, but I'll take the Raiders in this one. Raiders win this close. I don't not that good of a game. I say very low scoring when we get there. Browns Commanders. Browns get the win on that one. The Browns are going to get the win. The defense is going to get the Jaden Daniels. So the Browns have a win there. Browns Eagles in Philadelphia. In this game, I'm going to call an upset right here. I think the Browns do get an upset win. I'd say the Eagles probably might be a little cocky coming off of a win off of whomever at that time, but I think the Browns win this one via a last-minute field goal, and the defense getting hurt. I think that's what this one will be, is in an upset. Bengals Browns in Cleveland. Cleveland has beaten Cincinnati in their own home. I say Cleveland gets the win here again. They do have they have Joe Burrow's number in Cleveland, so they do get Cleveland. Cleveland's going to get a win there. I say win very close. Ravens Browns, another close game here. I'm going to say I think the Browns. I say the Browns are going to lose that one. Browns are going to lose that one right there. Very close. I say the Ravens get the win here. Chargers Browns in Cleveland. You got two teams that are in the middle, finding themselves right here. So with this one, I'm going to say the LA Chargers on this one. Because with Harbaugh, this one's going to be a sneaky good game come down the road in November. I'm going to say the Chargers get the win here close. Browns Saints. I say the Browns take a loss there in New Orleans. It's not easy to play in the Dome. I say the Saints get the victory there. Steelers Browns on Thursday Night Football. Cleveland gets the win. I don't see if it's either Rush or Justin Fields. I see that defense getting either of them, but I have the Browns winning that one. Browns Broncos on a Monday Night Football. I have the Browns beating Denver on that one. Denver is not the same Denver anymore. This is a team in rebuild. So I will go with the Cleveland Browns on that one. Browns Steelers. Now with this one right here, I think Steelers and Browns are going to split in this one. I say the Steelers get the victory here with either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, depending who's quarterback. Steelers get the win there close. Chiefs Browns in Cleveland. I'm sorry, but I see the Chiefs getting the win here. I'm not going to say the Chiefs are going to demolish Cleveland, but I think this could go a little close. I think the Chiefs probably beat them by a score or two. So I have the Chiefs winning that one against the Cleveland Browns. Browns Bengals. I'm going to take the Bengals in this one. The Bengals get the win here. They get revenge for that loss in Cleveland and in December. Both of these teams are going to be probably fighting for playoff spots. Cincinnati gets the win here. Dolphins Browns on Sunday Night Football. A sleeper good game on Sunday night. I'm going to go with the Dolphins on this one. I think the Dolphins win this one close by probably a last-minute touchdown to Tyreek Hill. And then Browns Ravens. I'm going to say Baltimore gets the win here because there's a possibility Baltimore could be fighting for that one seat, and the Browns probably could be fighting for a wild card. Now, this game right here could possibly be a winning in for a division or winning in for a playoff seeding between these two when we come down the road. But I will take the Ravens on this one. But a breakdown of the Browns' record: they're going to go 1-0 against the Cowboys. They're going to win that one. They're going to lose to Jacksonville. They're 1-1. They're going to beat the New York Giants 2-1. Beat the Raiders 3. No, I said they were going to lose the Raiders. They're 2-2. Beat the Commanders 3-2. Beat Philadelphia 4-2. Beat the Bengals 5-2. Lose to Baltimore 5-3. Lose to the Chargers 5-4. Lose to the Saints 5-5. Beat the Steelers 6-5. Beat the Broncos 7-5. Lost to Steelers 7-6. Lost to the Chiefs 7-7. Lost to the Bengals 7-8. So they might not make playoffs, but that's 7-10. But again, we'll wait till the season how it plays out. I think Cleveland might not make the playoffs this year, so that's what's going to happen. Third team in the list, the Cincinnati Bengals. For the Bengals, Joe Burrow comes back from after getting injured. That Bengals team was not good. It looked like a shell of itself, not like it was back in the AFC Championship. But now they have everybody back. Can Burrow stay healthy this time? And can the Bengals go back to the promised land and try to get to another AFC Championship and try to make another Super Bowl this year? So we'll see when I break down their schedule. Their first game is against the New England Patriots. They get the win over the Patriots on this one. Patriots are not the same team. It's not with Bill Belichick and company. It's a different team. So I have the Bengals getting a win on opening day against the New England Patriots. Second one, they play the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Now, the Bengals have handled the Chiefs in the regular season pretty good. Now, the Chiefs did get their revenge last year because in the playoffs due to controversial calling, and then Burrow was not in on this one. But in this one, I see the Bengals getting a win over Kansas City, and they will be 1-1. They will be 2-0, beating them close, probably in an overtime or maybe by a field goal. Commanders, Bengals. Bengals get the win over the Commanders. Commanders are not going to be able to hang with Cincinnati. Cincinnati's too good. They still got T. Higgins. They still got Jamar Chase. They got Joe Mixon. That one's going to be a win there. Bengals, Panthers. Bengals are going to beat the Carolina. Carolina's not that good. Bryce Young is in his second year. I don't know how he's going to do. He's in a rebuild with the Carolina Panthers. So that one is going to be a win. Ravens, Bengals in Cincinnati. Now, this game right here, I'm going to say Cincinnati gets the win because it's in Cincinnati. They get the win. They split with them. This is one of those games that could go to an overtime or maybe decided by a last-minute field goal. But I'm going to take the Bengals in this one. Bengals, Giants. I'm going to go with the Bengals in this one on Sunday Night Football just to see the Giants get their ass kicked by the Bengals. It's not going to be a shock to me. Giants are going to get smoked. So I will see the Bengals win that one. Bengals, Browns. This will be the first loss for the Bengals. The Browns have handled them pretty good in Cleveland. This will be the first loss for them. I see the Browns winning that one with ease, probably by 2 scores by a last-minute touchdown. Browns get the win there. Now, Eagles, Bengals. This game can go 2 ways. In the past, we have seen the Bengals and the Eagles have gone to tie. First time with McNabb in 08 when he said, I didn't know we could tie in football. That was the first instance of it. And then 2020 when it was a COVID season, Carson Wentz. Unfortunately, I do see history repeating itself yet again, and this one goes to a tie. Now, with this tie, I don't know how it's going to affect both Philadelphia and Cincinnati in either way. Now, it could go to affecting a division, affecting a playoff seed. But once that game comes down the road, as of right now for this schedule breakdown, I'm saying a tie. But when we cross this bridge, when we get to this game down the road, I will change my thoughts on that. But as of right now, I'm saying this game is going to a tie. Next one we have is Raiders, Bengals. I'm going to take the Bengals in that one. Bengals get the win after rebounding from that tie, loss, or whatever the hell you want to call it. But they get the win there. Bengals, Ravens. Ravens get the win on this one. The Ravens bounce back. They split with Cincinnati and get the win. Bengals, Chargers. Chargers win this one in an upset in L.A. Harbaugh is going to have this team way, way different. And this is also one of my dark horse teams too, the L.A. Chargers. Justin Herbert, I think, is going to have a phenomenal year. So I'm going to say the Chargers get the victory on that one. Steelers, Bengals. Bengals get the win over the Steelers. They bounce back from losing to the Chargers after being on a 2-game losing streak. They're going to get the win there, win close. Bengals, Cowboys on Monday Night Football. I'm going to take Dallas in this one because in Dallas, Cincinnati has its problems against the Cowboys. They do not win down there. They cannot win in Dallas. It's tough for them to win down there. Now, if this game was in Cincinnati, I would have took the Bengals on this one. But I see the Cowboys beating the Bengals at home since he has their problems against us at home. Bengals, Titans. Bengals get the win. They bounce back from that ugly, dreadful loss to the Cowboys. Browns, Bengals. Bengals get the win there. They bounce back from that one. They split with them. Broncos, Bengals. Bengals beat Denver. Denver's not going to be good. And then Bengals, Steelers. Bengals get the win there because they're going to try to compete for that 1 seed. So a breakdown of the schedule for this one of the victories we have and losses. They are going to be 1-0 against the Patriots. They're going to be 2-0 against the Chiefs. 3-0 against the Commanders. 4-0 against the Panthers. 5-0 against the Ravens. 6-0 against the Giants. 6-1 against the Browns. 1-1 against the Eagles. I said it's going to be a tie as of this moment. 7-1-1 against the Raiders. 7-2-1 against the Ravens. 7-3-1 against the Chargers. 8-3-1 against the Steelers. 8-4-1 against the Cowboys. 9-4-1 against the Titans. 10-4-1 against the Browns. 11-4-1 against the Broncos. And then they end with 12-4-1 against the Steelers. Now, again, they'll make the playoffs. They probably might win the division, maybe. But that tie is going to be a little bit of the issue there. And now our final team is the Baltimore Ravens. pulling up their schedule now. Okay, we have the Ravens schedule up right now. The Ravens made it to their AFC Championship under Lamar. Lamar finally got over the hump past the divisional. They almost could have beat the Chiefs. I love their aggressive play calling. Was just that defense. This is the Kansas City defense just beat them. It was in Baltimore. It was at home. But I see this team rebounding, possibly making another AFC Championship, competing with the likes of the Kansas City Chiefs, with the Cincinnati Bengals, with the Houston Texans. I don't know about Miami and the rest just yet, but I see them competing. But breakdown of their schedule. Their first game is against the Kansas City Chiefs. Unfortunately, I see that as a loss. They're going to go 0-1. It's going to be a very close game between these two, but I see the Chiefs winning that one in Arrowhead. They're going to be 0-1. Baltimore against the Las Vegas Raiders. They're going to get a win there. They bounce back. They are 1-1. Ravens Cowboys. Ravens are going to beat us. As much of that game's at home, and it's early in the season. Dallas, I don't think can hang stride for stride with the Baltimore Ravens. But if Dallas does beat, another apology. But I'm going to go the Ravens on this one. They get the win there. They're going to be 2-1. Bills Ravens. Ravens get the win over the Bills. If Stephon Diggs was still with Buffalo, you have this game somewhat competitive. I would say Buffalo might sneak a win a little bit, but I think the Ravens do. I don't know how Josh Allen's going to be without Diggs. Yes, he has Kincaid. Yeah, he has Shakir, but this Bills team I don't think is going to be all that good. Ravens, Bengals, that one is going to be a loss in Cincinnati. The Ravens are going to lose probably in an overtime or by a last minute field goal. Commanders, Ravens. Ravens get the bounce back win. They destroy the Commanders in that one. They get a win there. Ravens, Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. So I will go. Thank you, Rick. Thanks for a shout out. I know 0 out of 6:30. I thought it was 7. Thanks for the shout out, bud. Ravens, Bucks. Tough one here. It's in Tampa. I'm gonna go Ravens on this one. I think Baltimore wins this one. Baltimore does. Baltimore gets the win over Tampa. Baltimore gets the win there. Ravens, Browns in Cleveland. I think Cleveland gets the win here. They sneak a win over Baltimore somehow. I think maybe by last minute field goal. They sneak a win. Broncos, Ravens. I'm gonna go the Ravens. Denver's not. I don't think Denver's gonna be that good. I really don't see how it's gonna be for Denver this year. But I will take the Baltimore Ravens in that one. Bengals, Ravens. Ravens get their revenge win. They get that one back. They split with Cincinnati. They have a win there. Ravens, Steelers. Ravens beat. You know what? Next one, I'm gonna take that back. I have the Steelers winning out because the Steelers have handled Lamar Jackson for some odd reason. Baltimore can have the best record. They can have the worst record. Steelers can have a good record, have the worst record. They still know how to handle Lamar Jackson. It's like that's their kryptonite. Unfortunately, I do see the Steelers pulling that one off. Very close, getting the win there. Ravens, Chargers. I'm going to say the Chargers in the battle of the Harbaugh brothers in Las Vegas. In Los Angeles, not Los Angeles. Chargers going to win here. Very, very close. That one right there, I see them getting a win. Eagles, Ravens. Ravens get a win. They are going to bounce back from these 2 losses. And at this point in December, I see the Ravens getting the win there. In Baltimore, they get the win. Ravens, Giants. Ravens are going to destroy the New York Giants. I see Lamar putting a lot of points on them. Steelers, Ravens. Now, in this one, it's because it's in Baltimore, and this rivalry is always intense between these two. I see the Ravens winning this one. They get their revenge, and they win by a field goal in this one. Ravens, Texans. This one, I see Baltimore pulling off a victory. I think it will then be another matchup between these two. Probably in the playoffs, probably maybe a wild. I'm not gonna say a wild card. I'll say maybe a divisional or maybe even an AFC championship between these two. But I see Baltimore gets the win here, and then Houston gets their revenge in a playoff meeting. And then the last one is Cleveland and Baltimore. Baltimore gets the win because they're competing for the 1 seed. Baltimore will get the win. So a breakdown of that record we have. They will be 0-1 against the Chiefs. They're going to be 1-1 against the Raiders. 2-1 against the Cowboys. 3-1 against the Bills. 3-2 against the Bengals. 4-2 against the Commanders. 5-2 against the Bucks. 5-3 against Cleveland. 6-3 against the Broncos. 7-3 against the Bengals. 7-4 against the Steelers. 7-5 against the Chargers. 8-5 against Philadelphia. 9-5 against the Giants, 10-5 against the Steelers, 11-5 against the Texans, and then 12-5 against Cleveland. So that is all we have for today. We have now done 20 teams so far. We have about 12 more to go. I might do another show come the 4th of July, pending how my mood is, and we'll see where we go from there. But it's been enough time to talk. It's time for kickoff. I'm Dave Walker, and we'll see you on the field. Goodbye, everybody.